Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you've got Darren Little here from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, and we are live right now. And guys, I am excited today. And we have a special treat for you today. We're going to be talking about the launch of the September Top Recruiters Academy. And trust me when I tell you, you're going to want to have a pen and paper handy, and you're going to want to take notes tonight. I highly encourage you to get into a quiet place tonight so that you can turn off your distractions, turn off your Facebook, get rid of the cell phone. If you have kids, go in a room, shut the door, because you're going to want to have your undivided attention onto this broadcast tonight. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the science behind getting rich. How to be able to 10x your income no matter what kind of company, no matter what kind of business that you're in, no matter what your career. I'm talking about 10xing at record speed, guys, and you're going to hear from a number of people that are already on that journey making it happen. I'm talking about people that 4 months ago were buying groceries on their credit cards. So you're going to want to pay close attention. You're going to want to take notes during this broadcast. Now, guys, I want to share with you a little bit here. First of all, my name is Darren Little, and the strategies that I teach have helped me make millions and millions of dollars over the course of my career, both online and offline. And now I just give back as much as I can so that other people can experience that same type of excitement, that same type of freedom that I've been able to experience in my life. I'm debt-free. I don't have a mortgage. I don't have car payments. I don't have credit card debt. And I tell you, you don't know how peaceful and how exciting and adventurous that life can be until you have no debt. No debt, no bills to pay, right? Other than your cell phone and your power bill and, going out, right? And travel expenses, that's really it, right? And because of the fact that we work from home, this right here is my business. I can take my laptop. This last year, I spent 2 months in Manila, and I can take my business with me everywhere that I go. I just got back from Los Angeles. I went down to San Diego, hung out with some friends there. And guys, it's very, very exciting when you can be away on vacation and still have a $25,000 week on the internet. It's very, very powerful. And what I'm going to share with you is that once you really understand that the internet is really a business that's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And once you learn how to create clone copies of you, which is video, you can actually build rapport with people, provide them with value while you're sleeping, and get up in the morning to an income. It's very, very exciting. Today had a $6,300 day, and that was made actually during the time that I was asleep. Now imagine that. Imagine getting up in the morning and you log onto your email and boom, you find out that you made $6,300 while you were in bed. It's pretty free. I mean, I'm telling you, it's really, in my opinion, the definition of freedom. And isn't that what we really all want in life? I mean, think about it. Once you take away your car payment, your mortgage payment, all of your basic necessities that you really need, your clothes and everything else, what would you be doing with your life? I want you to think about that. What is your real passion? And what you'll find is that when you really peel back the onion, most people, they want to give back, they want to make a difference, and they want to leave behind a legacy. And that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. And I'm really, really excited here because I've got some amazing people here with me on the line tonight. We've got Emily Ching from Vancouver. We've got Jose and Jennifer. We've got Justin Grabko. We've got Mike and Michelle Aldo. We've got Charlene Savage, and we've got Sharon Stahl with us here on the line, guys. You're going to have a chance to actually hear from people that have gone through this training and completely transformed. I'm talking transformed every single area of their life. So what I'm going to do right now, guys, is I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to go live. And I'm going to share with you a little bit more so that you can really understand what we're all about, what we do, and how we actually do it. Okay, so let's try this again. So here we go. Okay, so tonight we're going to be talking about Top Recruiters Academy, the science behind getting rich, a program that I take people through called Unleash the Alpha Within. And you're going to actually find out why it is that people actually stay stuck. Why do people spin their wheels? Now, a little bit about me. My name is Darren Little. I'm also known as Quantum Millionaire. We're going to be sharing a little bit with you about the insider secrets, the seven-figure secrets that a lot of seven-figure income earners do not want you to know, especially as you move up higher into the elite society, into the billionaires. They do not want you to know this information. Now, who exactly am I, and why should you listen to me? Well, I'm a father of one son named Drayson. He's just turning 18 years old, and I would be what you would call a serial entrepreneur. I've launched over 30 different products and services into the company. Some of them have been name brands like blackjack.com, bingo.com, Able Auctions. And guys, it's my passion. I love marketing. Literally, I would do marketing even if I wasn't paid to do marketing. That's how much I love it. Now, I've raised tens of millions of dollars in venture capital for both private companies, public companies, and my own personal companies, where I raise the money, I hire the management team, I roll out the whole campaign. Sometimes I keep them public, or sometimes they stay private. So really a variety of online and offline ventures. I was very, very humbled and grateful that I had some great millionaire mentors myself. I made my first $1 million at the age of 35 years old. And my best year in business is almost $4 million. So the strategies that I'm going to share with you tonight aren't from a textbook. They aren't from a seminar. These are from real life experiences that I've actually gone through, strategies that I've actually implemented myself, taking companies from zero, from a complete flat start, to $165,000 in profit within a 30-day period of time without spending a penny on paid ads. Now, I've personally sponsored thousands of people over the course of my career, and that spans over the course of 3 decades, guys. I started when I was in my early 20s in this industry, and it has been the absolute ride of my life. I've also helped dozens of people from all walks of life go from rags to riches, both online and offline, including people that were completely homeless. Now, when I say homeless, I'm talking about they didn't have a home. They were living on the couch of a friend's house. In month 6, they made $20,000, and 3 years later, they became the CEO of their own network marketing company. So these are real life strategies that anybody can use. Now, the question I have for you tonight is, what is the one thing that stops most people from achieving their ultimate success in every area of their life? Do you know what it is? What would be the one thing that you would believe that would stop people from achieving their ultimate success in every single area of their life? Well, here it is, guys. Here it is. When it comes to achieving your ultimate success in every area of your life, the one thing stopping you is fear. And fear actually has many disguises in our lives. And it kind of like, it hides itself, and people don't really realize what's holding them back. Now, I want to explain a little bit about this to you, because not only do people have fear of success itself, they also have fear of failure, but here's some other ones. They have fear of the unknown. They don't know what's on the other side, so they want to play it safe and stay exactly where they are. It's called their comfort zone. And they're scared because they don't know what's next. So they just stay where they are. They stay in complacency. Now, with success becomes some responsibility, and people actually have a fear of responsibility, but they also have a fear of change. Our ego wants to keep us safe. So people don't want to change because it's like an uncertainty, right? It's an uncertainty. So they stick in their comfort zone and they stay stuck, and all they do is complain about it. Here is one of the most powerful fears: the fear of advancing beyond our family or our friends and our peers. What's going to happen when you make more money in a month than they make in an entire year? What's going to happen to your friend base? Well, I'll tell you what, there will be literally dozens and dozens and dozens of people that are successful waiting to give you a hug at your celebration dinner. So don't worry about whether or not you're going to actually have any friends. A lot of people are worried about that, and it keeps them completely paralyzed. Now, here's the next thing. Fear is actually an illusion. Fear is an acronym for false evidence appearing real. And because it's an illusion, because we think of the things that we don't want, that creates the emotions around fear. Now, here's the really interesting thing. Here you are right now tonight on this broadcast, and something obviously brought you here today. You're either in a state of transition, you might have reached a breaking point in your life, or you know that there's more out there for you. You know that you have more power, you know that you want to go to the next level, but you're literally standing at a doorway and you're brushing up against the wall of success. Or is it really the wall of fear? And that's my question to you tonight. Because the bridge between fear and success is just like a paper-thin line. And all you've got to do is learn some strategies to be able to break through that next level and experience the life of your dreams, the life that you always wanted, the life that you know that you deserve. Now, let's talk a little bit about fear of success here. As crazy as it may sound, people actually have a fear of success. And much of this has to do with them being stuck in their comfort zone and afraid to make a change. Becoming more successful requires more responsibility, change, and potentially leaving friends and peers behind. The fear of success and the uncertainty that accompanies it creates a barrier between the person and realizing their peak potential. And it's almost like this wall, like a door that's right there. You're standing right there, and all you have to do is make a decision that you know want to stand for the life the way that it is right now. Now, let's talk a little bit about fear of failure. People's natural instinct is to fear the worst possible outcome for anything that they do in their lives. They actually replay it over and over on everything that goes wrong. They typically replay the worst case scenario in their minds, whether it's true or not. They expect it to go wrong. And it's part of the human condition. It's part of the stuff that we tackle so that you can really understand more about the human condition and why it's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's part of the programming that we go through. Now, the more that they become emotionally attached to their failure and the possibility of it not working out, the more resistance that they create in their lives. And this stops them from taking any action at all. Now, let's talk a little bit about the fear of the unknown. Moving into an unknown or uncertain zone creates a huge amount of emotional fear, and it becomes crippling. It also creates a massive amount of anxiety, and it can also lead to depression. Now, we're all creatures of habit, and anything that moves us out of our daily habits can prevent us from taking action. Basically, when we're faced with an unknown situation or circumstance, the easiest way to face it is to avoid it, is to not face it at all. And it becomes completely paralyzing. Now, the next one is the fear of responsibility. Now, this is a real big one because taking on additional tasks or overseeing others requires you to learn new skills. It requires you to step into leadership. And this can lead to more work, more burden, and additional stress. People in general are afraid to make the wrong move, okay? So because they don't want to make the wrong move, they don't make any move. They don't want to take on more responsibility for fear of being judged, for fear of being inadequate, for fear of being ridiculed or cast away. They don't want to be an outcast. They just want to fit in. Now, this combined with the fear of the unknown oftentimes paralyzes us, and it prevents us from taking on any additional responsibility. Now, the next one is fear of change. And a lot of this has to do with our ego. Human beings typically have routines that we live our lives by, daily repetition of certain tasks, and it creates what's called our comfort zone. Now, it's much easier to do the same routine daily than to change, even if that change can dramatically impact our lives in a positive way. So in other words, if you take a look at a simple thing like maybe doing a push-up, the task itself is actually easy. So why don't people do it? Think about that. The actual task is easy, but they avoid doing it. Why is that? Right? Because it means a change of their routine, doing things differently, even though it can have a positive impact on their life. Now, we typically avoid doing anything that takes us out of our comfort zone. Overcoming the fear of change allows us to open up infinite possibilities in our lives. Now, this is a real big one, guys, and I'll tell you, people don't realize how crippling this is. The fear of advancing beyond your peers or friends. Now, typically, most people associate with others that earn approximately the same amount of income that they do. It's typically plus or minus 10,000. So if you were to take all of the friends that you hang out with, you would notice that your income is relatively close to theirs because that's comfortable. When people hang out with people that are making way more money than they are, it becomes uncomfortable. Why is that? They don't want to be in a position where they go into a restaurant, they open up the menu, and they can't afford what's on the menu. Or the group of people is going out, they can't afford it, so what do? They don't want to feel awkward. Now, earning significantly more income than one's peers often leads to friction. It also leads to jealousy between the parties. So here's an example. I was in a situation where I was hanging out with a group of people and I wanted to go away on vacation, but none of my friends could afford it. So they actually started to resent me for it, right? And it was very, very uncomfortable. So what I ended up doing was I actually just started hanging out with people that were making the same amount of money that I was. So we could all do things together. We could all do adventures together. We could all go on trips together, right? So just realize that you'll have a brand new set of friends once you start making money. Now, this can create resentment, and it oftentimes leads to the higher income earner being treated as an outcast. And eventually, it forces that person to choose success over the friendship or vice versa, right? They either have to choose the friendship over the success or the success over the friendship. And what you'll find is that as you start to go through and do more personal development, even if it's with your spouse, that your spouse doesn't want to do any personal development, you'll start growing further apart. Same thing works in friendships. So if you're not on a path together, growing and learning and advancing, it can drive the friendship, it can drive the marriage apart. Very important to understand that. Now, this is really important. It's called the what if syndrome. Now, much of what we dream about when people picture their future reality, it's called visualization, and it's actually all in their mind. You can actually walk around in your future reality every single day. You can actually walk around in the body of your future reality every single day. And in many cases, their what if thoughts are completely negative. What if they say no? What if I get rejected? What if that person laughs at me? What if that person ridicules me and makes fun of me? These are typical things that go through our minds. It's one of the reasons why people are scared to do a webinar or scared to do a video, because they're scared of that judgment of what if? What if I make a fool of myself? What if I trip and fall? It's like the first time you rode a bike. What if you fall off the bike? So you'd be thinking of all of the things that could go wrong instead of what about all the things that could go right? Now, people get emotionally attached to their worst case scenario. And what happens is it actually creates a mountain of fear in their mind, and it prevents them from taking any action at all. It's totally bizarre, guys, but I'm telling you, this right here is one of the biggest cripplers of success, is the what if syndrome. Now, did you know, a lot of people don't know this, we produce up to 50,000 thoughts a day, and 70 to 80% of those thoughts are negative. That is the human condition. That is an ongoing battle that we all face, and guys, it is not going away. The only formula, the only prescription is personal development. Now, that translates into 40,000 negative thoughts a day that need managing and filtering. And let me tell you, it's no small task for any person or entrepreneur. A lot of people, a lot of times, they feel like they're almost going through a bipolar effect. So they go into euphoria, and then they go for a crash. And then they go into euphoria, and then they go into a crash. A lot of that has to do with being able to master your thoughts. What is going on in your head? The constant, repetitive, focused thoughts are what's going to create an emotion. So it's the repeating of the what if over and over and over in your mind that creates the feeling in your body that cripples you. Now, here's what's even more interesting. Your subconscious mind stores negative thoughts and events as if they really happened, even if they didn't. So that means that an event could be happening now, and then a year from now, you could be replaying that event that happened right now over and over and over. Same thing works with your past. So you may have had something happen to you at 10 years old, 15 years old, 20 years old, 2 years old. And if it was trauma, when you replay it over and over in your mind, your subconscious mind believes it to be true. So the subconscious mind does not actually even know the difference between the past, the present, or the future. This right here is critical for you to understand if you're going to not only master your mind, but master your bank account. Now, when does the negative programming actually start? A lot of people say to me, well, Darren, what exactly happened? I mean, how did this happen to me? What happens? Scientists actually believe that the negative programming begins from the moment of conception, and then through the early programming during the formational times of childhood. That's from the very first day that you were born until about 5 years old. And it stems from our parents, the school system, television, the media, and the negative words that we hear when we're the most curious that we could possibly be. Imagine you're in a state of vulnerability and you reach out for some crystal, and all of a sudden you hear no from your parents, or don't, stop, or be careful, right? And a lot of times it's delivered with shock and trauma. Now, your brain doesn't even know what the language is yet, but you'll replay it over and over and over and over, and that will start to form your programming of the human condition. Now, this negative programming creates feelings of non-deservability and non-worthiness, and it leads to issues regarding self-love and our inability to set healthy boundaries in every area of our life. So what happens is that people literally walk all over us. Right? Those are the 4 key areas that you're going to have to master if you want to master the game: deservability, worthiness, self-love, and boundaries. Now, this is a real big one. There's an entire chapter on this in Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. If you haven't read that book, I highly recommend that you read it. Not being able to overcome this early negative childhood programming can oftentimes lead to self-defeating actions. This completely destroys the possibilities for us to reach our dreams and goals. So what happens, guys, just so you know, because of that programming that we have, for instance, if your parents taught you when you were growing up that the people that were wealthy were dirty, or the people that were wealthy were illegal, they were doing something bad, or they were probably criminals, what'll happen is you'll get to a certain point in your success and you will actually self-sabotage because of the programming, because you don't want your parents to see you as being dirty or an illegal person or a criminal. Now, when a person starts to achieve a higher level of success than they feel worthy of or deserving of, they actually sabotage it. This is why the personal development is so critical. Their subconscious mind creates negative actions and events into their life without even knowing it. And these events tend to block their success and prevent them from moving forward to a higher level. Self-sabotage is something that is very common. It's very common. And typically what happens is right after people hit a big success or a big win, they will self-sabotage because they don't feel worthy or deserving of that success. Guys, I'm telling you, I hope you're taking notes right now, because this information completely can change your life forever. But there's actually a cycle of self-sabotage. It's almost like being a gerbil in a cage. The cycle of self-sabotage and repeating of self-defeating and self-destructive behavior is very common with most people. The pattern will continue until we actually learn the life lesson that is attached to it, and that it's actually us that's doing it to ourselves, right? And this is really, a lot of people are in what's called a state of victimhood. They think the world is doing stuff to them instead of for them. So they're always the woe is me person, the wounded puppy. You don't know my story. You don't know what I went through. That's called victimhood. And if you ever want to be a successful entrepreneur, you have to break this cycle of self-sabotage. Now, it's our lack of deservability and worthiness that actually stops us from advancing to the next level of success. And overcoming self-sabotage is probably the hardest lesson to learn, and many never escape it. Many people die, they spend their whole life and they die in victimhood. They never escape it. They never, ever escape victimhood, right? And a good portion of the population, guys, I'm talking about 90%, are in a state of victimhood. The only people that actually can free themselves of the cycle are people that are on the path of personal development. And it's only about 10% of the human population. Now, I want to talk a little bit about breaking through the wall of fear, because you have to learn how to tap into your subconscious mind and clean up the negative past events in your life. It's the key to breaking through the wall of fear. Your gateway to your future is actually backwards. Okay, I'm going to say this again, guys. Your gateway to your future is backwards. And you have to be the detective to figure out what it is that's stopping you. And it's typically stuff that was programmed, the relationship that you've got with your parents, your teachers, could be your coach from your sports team. All that stuff is back there, and you've got to be the detective to find out what it is. Now, the gateway to the future lies in cleaning up the past. And once you learn how to do this, everything in your life will be completely changing. And I'm talking about transformational for the better. Okay, it doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter how far down the rabbit hole you are, guys. I'm telling you, this training that we take people through, even if they are completely homeless, and you're going to hear from people that were on the verge of being homeless here tonight, and how within 4 months they completely turned their lives around. Now, this requires us to master our thoughts, master our words, and to master our emotions. You have to master those 3 things to master the 4. So you have to master your thoughts, words, and emotions to master deservability, worthiness, self-love, and boundaries. And it is a daily effort. It's not a one-time fix. Will you get better? Yes, you will. Is it going to go away? No, it's not. That's the human condition. You're stuck with it for the rest of your life. So it's a good idea to get around people that can help you to break free and to break through that wall of fear. So how can we begin to overcome our fears and clean up our past to create positive change in our lives? A lot of people ask me that all the time. This is the question that can totally change your life for the better. It's the question that the billionaires and an elite society do not want you to know about, guys. This training, people actually have to sign a non-disclosure document to even get into it because it's top secret. And I'm not kidding you when I tell you that. I don't say that, right? I say this 100%. Over a decade ago, I discovered this top secret information that will allow you to be able to do this, to break through these fears, to step into your power, to really experience your full potential, to step into leadership. And that's really what our industry is all about. It's about personal development and leadership. Now, this information will grant you abundance. It will grant you limitless wealth and incredible power over every single aspect of your life. It's the secret behind the secret. If you've ever watched the movie called The Secret, this actually teaches you how the secret works, and it allows you to master the law of attraction once and for all. And it gives you the ability to manifest anything that you want in your life. Now, this is the type of things that can happen. You know, I had a Top Recruiters Academy about a month ago or so, and I told the people in the class I was going to manifest $100,000 out of thin air, and they watched me do it. Now, keep in mind, I was starting from zero, and probably about 3 weeks in, I was at 68,000. Most people would have given up. They would have sort of admitted defeat, like, oh, I guess it's not going to happen. Well, 68,000 is not too bad, right? But I pushed even further, and I continue to walk forward in complete blind faith. I increased the action steps that I was doing. I increased my daily motivation, my proclamations, my personal development, and I kept on going forward. Here's what happened, guys. Instead of making 100,000, I ended up making 110,000. Now, think about that. Most people would have given up, right? They would have given up at the third week. That's the time that you can implement these strategies to be able to 10x your income. Now, this highly controversial information has helped thousands of people step into their personal power and completely transform every single area of their lives, and you're going to hear from a few tonight. Learning and applying this information will allow you to overcome your fears, and it'll allow you to finally be free to manifest your desires on demand and make money at will. Now, when I say that, I'm really serious. Once you learn how we actually work as far as manifestation goes and how the process works, the science behind getting rich, and I will tell you guys that success is a science. It's not an accident. It's not a fluke. There's a scientific blueprint formula to be able to manifest anything that you want at record pace. Now, imagine being able to get everything you ever dreamed of and more just by following a few simple steps. Introducing Top Recruiters Academy and Unleash the Alpha Within. This program, guys, I tell you, it will teach you how to not only overcome your fears, but how to become unstoppable. Now, we have people that have had a fear of public speaking before, or they've had a fear of, you know, just mingling in a crowd or connecting with people. This program completely squashes those fears and almost gives you superpowers. And I'm really serious when I say that. Now, here's a couple of things. Top Recruiters Academy, it helps you to get emotionally connected to your dream so that you can become unstoppable. It will reignite your burning desire to achieve your goals in record time. It will help you to understand your core beliefs about success. What is your driver? What is the thing that's going to propel you forward at record pace? And what's been holding you back your entire life? Now, a lot of that has to do with the early programming. right? But a lot of people don't know what it is. They're kind of in the fog. They can't put their finger on it. Darren, I don't know. I can't think of anything. That's what this training will allow you to do. And you will actually start having flashbacks to your past that will give you the answers. It will also eliminate your fear of both success and failure, increase your concentration, your focus, raise your confidence and your self-esteem, and give you an actual roadmap to manifest anything that you want, including peace of mind, tranquility, riches beyond your wildest dreams. You're also going to learn the actual science behind getting rich. And it is a science. You're going to learn the 5 steps to wealth creation. You're going to learn the equation for manifestation, how it works, why it works, and how you can manifest things at will, on demand, anytime you want. Now, as far as your business goes, you're going to learn how to recruit new reps into any business in 6 to 45 minutes. People actually watch me do that live. You're going to learn how to generate unlimited leads for any business, even if you're a realtor, mortgage broker, insurance agent, selling cars in the automotive industry, or in retail. We can show you how these strategies apply to anything. You're going to also learn how to close and upsell to higher ticket products, learn how to get explosive team duplication, learn how to roll out unlimited campaigns, and you're going to learn how to write compelling ad copy that speaks to your customers to guarantee your sales. So here's an example. I rolled out a campaign yesterday, and within a 24-hour period of time, I recruited 20 people into my business, and I didn't talk to a single person. I didn't have one conversation with any of those people. It was the copy and the tools I used that allowed me to recruit that amount of people so fast. You're also going to learn how to launch and relaunch your business over and over and over. This is one of the things that we've mastered as 7-figure income earners, that you can have an initial launch for your business, but we can show you how to keep on relaunching and relaunching your business so that you can create multiple spurts of income. You're also going to learn how to scale up your business and to be able to 10x your income. Now, what I'm going to do here right now is I'm going to go out to the crowd again here, and I'm going to just reach out to a couple people. Okay, so what I want to do here first, guys, is I want you to hear from somebody that's just in regular business, you know, somebody that doesn't have a home-based business. They actually come from offline, and they're a realtor. Now, this is a phenomenal story, okay? And I want you to hear directly from somebody who's gone through this training, who I think maybe she'll even talk about this tonight, had some fears of being, you know, doing webinars or videos, or fears of public speaking. And now she's a trainer teaching social media strategies, not only to her entire real estate office, but to the entire real estate industry. So I'm very excited to introduce you to Emily Ching. Take it away, Emily. Tell us your story.
Hi, Darren. Thank you. It's an honor being here together with the whole panel. Yes, Top Recruiters Academy definitely helped me with my business. Last year, I had a fear of speaking in front of people. Like, I would always work in the background. I would never stand up in front of people. But now I've had buyer seminar, and I've had a few of them already. I've done webinars. The first one wasn't very successful, but I went on the other day. I just had one. I had 70 people on there, which was, you know, mind blowing. I expected 5 people to come, but 70 of them attended. So I was quite happy with that. I've increased my income. Like, I earned an extra $55,000 within a short period of 12 weeks because of what you taught, because of what you taught about being in the right mindset. To me, that's the most important thing. It's not even about the money. It's about the mindset that I am in, that I can generate leads, that I can attract the people that I want to do business with me. That's the biggest thing that it has done for me.
Fantastic. Guys, I want to reach out right now to Charlene Savage. Charlene found herself in a situation in life where she was actually living on her credit cards. Now, as a single mother, I want you to imagine the type of stress that that meant for her, taking care of her son, living on her credit cards, buying groceries on her credit cards, and in 16 weeks, she's generated $61,000, written and published her own book, and now she's a public speaker doing keynote speeches at events. So, Charlene, tell us a little bit about your story.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much, Darren. It's always an honor and a privilege to be here, and alongside all my buddies here in Top Recruiters Academy as well. And yes, definitely a life-changing transformation that occurred. I was in several multi-level marketing businesses, and guys, I was really struggling. I had my hands in a few things. I was doing, trading digital currency. I did the shakes, I did the supplements, antioxidants, you name it. I did everything because I was really attracted to all the hype that was really going on. And so, I followed that, and I did what these top leaders were telling me to do, get a list of, 200 of your friends and your family, and just go and tell them about it because they need to know about it. And so I did what they told me to do, but I found one thing was really evident was that all I got was rejected, and I got a lot of pushback, and I got very, very, very discouraged. And so, a lot of my friends and family, they kind of joined my company because they felt sorry for me. They felt sorry for me. And so it was short-lived, right? And they could only sustain so much of the product per month. They could only sustain like the payments for so long. And so they fell away. And, from there, I just knew that there was something missing in what I was doing. I knew that these top income earners were doing something different to what they were actually telling, the members and the affiliates and the programs to do. And so, I love God, and I asked him for a sign. And, what I love about Top Recruiters Academy as well is that, there's something bigger than us, actually, in what we do in this reality. And, I just learned that when you tap into that, you're able to allow, God or the universe, whatever it is for you, to do the heavy lifting. And you just go with the flow. You receive the abundance, and you receive everything that, you have destined for you in your journey, your path. And so I surrendered to that. And then once I did that, I came across Darren's webinar, and I gave a couple of signs, and, you were literally highlighting a lot of the things that I was struggling with. And I thought, who is this guy? Is he watching me? Does he have a camera here? Because he's speaking to me. You were talking to me. And so, look, I reached out, and I just said, whatever it is you're doing, I want in. And I threw my head over the wall, and I actually, invested in Top Recruiters Academy first and foremost, and I didn't really know what I was getting myself into, but I just knew that the formula that you were explaining had to have the solution to what I was looking for. And so I did that, and within 8 days I generated $4,000 in profit, and within 2 weeks I generated $10,600 in profit. And 16 weeks in, I've actually hit $62,500 in profit, and that's by simply applying the strategies that Darren, that you've taught us through Top Recruiters Academy. And I really enjoyed getting to know the collective, because we were all one family, and we're all sharing the same journey together. And we still continue to keep in contact today, because there's a certain energy and a vibration that really does lift you up and take you to the next level. And that's what I really love about it. It's more than just, an academy and training. It's family. And, life is tough, and financial stress, boy, I wouldn't wish that upon anyone. I know a lot of people are in financial stress right now, and as a single mom, when you you want your son to go to a really good school, not knowing if you can pay for his education fees, not knowing if you can pay for the rent, and caring for my mom who's now living with me, who's now retired, that's a lot of stress. So I now not have to worry about money ever again. I know I can turn it on every single day. I know what I need to do. I know if I wake up and say, great, thank you, God, for a $3,000 day, bam, it'll happen, you know, because it's all about what I believe and what I feel and my thoughts and my words and my emotions. And, you know, it's really just highlighted and confirmed a lot of what I already believe as a, believer in God. So thank you, Darren.
Fantastic. Guys, I want you to imagine what it would be like to be in the Brady Bunch, okay? 6 kids, 6 children, and to find yourself spiraling out of control to the point where you've used up all your entire savings, you have an eviction notice, you're on the verge of being homeless. Homeless. You've got 2 days with no water, and you're in dire straits. What would you do? What would you do if that happened to you? I want to introduce you right now to Jennifer and Jose. Jennifer and Jose, tell us a little bit about your backstory and what happened for you going through from the time that you made that call, moving forward, talking to me for that Millionaire Mentoring session.
Awesome. Well, first of all, thank you, Darren, for having us here on this call. We're always honored to be here, and whenever you invite us. And man, Brady Bunch, that's definitely us right there. You know, we have a total of 6 kids, like you mentioned. We were working with you inside the Black Ops program, but we just knew that there was something that was missing. We knew that, we needed more. We saw the Top Recruiters Academy video, just like how Charlene said, and we knew that you were talking to us. That's how we felt, like you were talking to us, right? So, at that time, we reached out to you, and you just called us. We told you our story. We were literally about to get evicted from our apartment. The landlord that same week had came with the eviction notice, and we had hit like the bottom of the bottom of the bottom. Like, we didn't know what else to do. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna reach out to Darren. And I was just I get just shaky thinking about it. I just wanted like some hope. That's what I was hoping for. Like, there was some hope on the other side of that message. And you called us up. You spent about an hour talking to us, and that conversation changed everything for us, because we were like, man, you want to share from there what happened?
It led us to start making some income and be able to raise the money actually to get in Top Recruiters Academy, which we knew that it was just going to take us to the next level, and that it did exactly that. It helped us. It helped me personally understand everything I was already doing. It gave me a firm understanding. It just took me, like, really opened up my mind, and the strategies that we learned there, we were able to actually, to produce and profit a total now with 14 weeks of $33,700 just with one income stream. And now we have 4 different income streams online. Offline, the strategies work as well. I was able to, pick up a 6-figure gig, offline as well, just with implementing the strategies that, that we've learned, that you've taught us in Top Recruiters Academy. I mean, it has changed the game, like, totally, where, we have the confidence, we have the skills and the knowledge, and we were just, we're just able to skyrocket now and just implement everything you've taught us into our everyday life as well. Like Jennifer mentioned, we are currently managing 5 of those children. That's a full-time job in itself.
Yes, and then another thing I want to add is, anything that we're in right now, if God forbid was to fall off the face of the planet, we know how to make money anyway. So as long as we have Wi-Fi and internet with the stuff that, Darren was able to teach us in Top Recruiters Academy, we could go start off something new, another thing if we wanted to, and apply the same strategies, which are transferable to anything. So it's totally changed everything for us. It's been a blessing.
Yeah, I love that we not only know how to, promote anything, market anything, but we also know how to create our own platforms as well, which we are right now. I mean, it's totally, like I said, it's a game changer. I would say to anybody out there that is in this space, if they don't look into this, they're doing an injustice to their business. Like, they really are. Like, absolutely, it's an injustice. You have to take a look at this and just throw your head over the wall and just go for it. You will not regret it. I guarantee it.
And like Charlene said, you'll never have to worry about money ever, ever, ever again.
That's great. Congratulations, guys. Continued success. Guys, I want to reach out right now to Sharon Stahl. I want you to imagine being in a job and then having to leave. And then when you come back to your job, they send you all the way down in rank, back down to the very bottom. So you're having to clean toilets and do all the stuff that you did way back when, right down to the very bottom. Well, she was very fortunate. She got into Top Recruiters Academy. She turned into a top recruiter, started popping $2,000 days, and in 7 weeks, she walked away from her job. She's now a full-time online marketer. So Sharon, tell us a little bit about your story.
Hi, you can hear me okay?
Yep.
Thank you so much, Darren, for asking me to be on the panel. I feel very humbled to be asked to be amongst the others who have had so much success already. And yeah, I really appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, my story is I've worked for the same company for 14 years, or I did work for the same company for 14 years, and have worked pretty much every position through that job. So I started off as the only administration person, worked my way all the way up to administration manager, PA, built the 2 companies they then developed. Went on maternity leave with my first child, as Darren was saying, and I came back right down at the beginning again. So cleaning the toilet, shredding paper was fine because they had to pay me the same amount of money for a little while. But I had to work my way back up again, and then had my second child and started right down at the bottom again. So I only work 2 days a week, and there's only so much you can do within two days. So it got to the point where I created my own business, and it started off as an all-inclusive escape for women. And I honestly thought I was going to get 50 people there walking out of the corporate world, having no following. That was the biggest thing I learned. You need a following first. And so I created monthly escapes off the back of that, got a following, but had nothing then to offer the ladies. And Black Ops was what I saw that allowed me to offer something that all of the ladies within my group can utilize, the personal development and leadership model. That's every business needs that. And so I wanted to fast track how fast I could get away from my job because I was over it. We needed more money. Took the plunge, signed up for Top Recruiters, and finally I've been able to say goodbye after 14 years of service to them. So it's a massive achievement. This is actually my first whole week off of work, so it's pretty exciting.
Fantastic. Well, continued success. I'm super proud of you, Sharon. Super proud of you. Just phenomenal.
Thank you.
Phenomenal.
Thank you so
Guys,
much.
I want you to imagine what it would be like. You're working a full-time job. You want to go next level. You start a business part-time. You make $13,000 your first month, 2 pay raises, a job promotion. You sign a $30,000 consulting contract and make 40 grand online and triple your income. Let's hear from Justin Grabko. Justin.
Oh, hi, Darren. I appreciate you getting me on this call for Top Recruiters Academy. And yes, it definitely really changed a lot of things in my life for me, and I appreciate being on this panel.
So tell us a little bit about what the process was like to triple your income in like 9 or 10 months. What was that like?
It was definitely, something that was a roller coaster ride for sure that I would anyone to go on. I was in the engineering field. I was, but I knew that I could make a larger income, especially with the experience that I have. and also we're trying to go into the online space to supplement my income. And I was definitely with that too, possibly because I wasn't getting the right training. I was like what Sharon earlier is that not Sharon, but harassing your friends and family and not generating enough quality leads. What was killing me, because I was getting a ton of rejection. I was spinning my wheels, and I was at a job that I wasn't getting what I fully deserved. And that's when I reached out to Darren, in which he was teaching a lot with personal development and leadership, in which a lot of the other leaders in this industry were not and teaching people into this business as becoming a stone into, because we all need personal development in order to become leaders, master our thoughts, think of abundance, etc. And as soon as all that of missing that piece, with Darren, my first month, I made $13,000, and in my engineering job, I enrolled into Top Recruiters Academy, and everything just came together for me. I started to know, what I was worth, started to know my self-worth. I was implementing all this personal development at my job. I was getting these pay raises. I was being looked at as a leader at my job. I was being looked at as a leader online. I was attracting leaders online and offline. And then for 4 months, I'm working as a consultant for a large design firm out of Florida. And I'm working on these multi-million dollar projects that I would have never, ever thought of doing. I mean, these are projects that are just massive, working with all these large, such as Starbucks, Domino's Pizza, foods, and I mean these are half $1 billion a year industries, up to $2 billion a year companies that I'm doing actual layout work and designing for. It's been a really good ride, and if anybody anything else about Top Recruiters Academy, I'm sure everyone else is going to have a positive response to say about it, because this is changing lives. This is definitely next level stuff.
Fantastic, Justin. I'm super proud of you, bro. Guys, I want to touch base here with the Aldos. They are full-time RVers. Okay, so they left corporate America. They became full-time online marketers. They travel around the country. They live in an RV, and they literally are living the life of their dreams. So let's hear it from Michael and Michelle Aldo.
Thank you for having us
Thanks,
on, Darren.
Darren.
Super appreciate this opportunity to be here with the panel and everybody here. Top Recruiters, I mean, what can I say? First of all, 15 months ago, we left full-time, like Darren said, and we haven't looked back, baby. We're on the road doing our thing, and, get to a certain point, in the company we were in before, where things just kind of like started to fall out from underneath us. And, we didn't really have anything that was ours that we could call our own. We were solely dependent upon a company. So, really trying to pull through that and figure out what we truly wanted. There must be more. How can we get onto that level of, where we want to be with that mindset, with that personal development? That was huge to us. That's what we really loved about this industry in the first place. So finding Darren, finding the Top Recruiters Academy, plugging in, literally buckled up and took off to the next level. And what do I mean by that? We've learned so many different skills, so many different things throughout just the 8 weeks within Top Recruiters Academy that, there's just so much there. It's like you can see how you can just play out so many different creations, so many different ideas. We were able to find our special sauce where we're able to actually have what we believe in, what's our passion, our strategy that we love using video. We were able to compile that into something that's easy to understand and really allows us to live out our passion and help others in our way. That's our biggest piece in gratitude towards Darren and the training, is that we're now able to create on our own in a bigger way, just knowing these things, just by knowing and being aware things just happen. You know, you don't even realize just being aware of something can just transform how you just do things every day, and then boom, you have change right in front of you.
You know, I think like for top recruiters coming in, when we came in, we were in the middle of what we now know as our special sauce. We didn't know what that meant. We didn't know what to do with what we were doing, if that makes sense. So we're doing the marketing piece over here, working on our special sauce over here. But it wasn't until Top Recruiters that like Darren just not only laid it all out, but there's the personal development piece, the belief, deservability, there's all this stuff, self-love. You've got to go through it all. So there's that piece, you know, so we gain the personal development we needed to be strong with what we were doing. And then you provided the other piece, which if we didn't have it, we still say we'd be spinning our wheels, doing things for free, not knowing how to, you know, accept money, take money, create that piece of what you're doing, which comes down to feeling worthy and deservable, you know. And so all of us go through it. That was a huge piece that we had to really, you know, when you are a 7-figure earner, you know, what do all the 7-8-figure earners know? Well, it's what Darren is teaching specifically here in Top Recruiters. Just like everyone here has said, we can literally, if something were to fall apart today, we can pick up tomorrow, pick up right now, and we never have to worry about money again. We literally didn't walk through the front door of Top Recruiters believing that, walked out with full confidence, knowing that we can do anything that we want. We never have to go back. We can literally keep ourselves on the road, taking the path to wherever it is that we want to go and having the skills to get there. And Darren, if it wasn't for you and Top Recruiters and the collective and just being inspired by the people you're inspiring through Top Recruiters, you know, it's a full circle thing. It's a family, and we're just so happy to be part of it. So thank you, Darren.
Thank you.
Wow, thanks, guys. That really means a lot. Guys, there's a couple of people here that couldn't be here tonight. I want to share with you a little bit about their story because, you know, I really believe in edifying other people. This gentleman here is Billy Innelis. Just hold on a sec. Okay, so let's see. Okay. So Billy Innelis, he actually was struggling using solo ads, paid traffic. He literally went all the way down the rabbit hole where he used all his savings and he had to go get a job, okay? And he, since that time, he is now a full-time online marketer. He's not only an online marketer, but he's a mentor and a coach. He's now launched his own product called the 7-Figure Minds, and he's now rubbing shoulders and interviewing top 7- and 8-figure income earners, people that have made as much as $50 million online, coming out with his own product. He now has his own students that are having $1,000 days, and this is what makes it all worth it, guys. Okay, this is Nicole Cook, and I want to read this to you because this is what it's all about. What it feels like when you have your first $3,000 day online. Here's what Nicole Cook said when it happened for her. Thank you, Darren. There are no words to express my gratitude. I just put $1,000 down today to pay off a credit card I've been trying to pay off for years. I lost 9 pounds and I've kept it off. I have 7-figure earners and leaders contacting me, wanted to work with me. I would say Top Recruiters Academy is worth it. Oh yeah. And I no longer let people walk all over me. I've stepped into my personal power and I'm owning it. Forever grateful. Guys, I get these literally every day from my students and people that have $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 raises. One of my students went from $100,000 to $312,000 in 60 days at the same job. Okay, I'm going to say this again. One of my students went from $100,000 to $312,000 because she started to realize her worth. And when she did, her reality completely changed. This is Danny Gochi. He's 24 years old. He's made over $50,000 US. He's over actually in Europe, in London. He's now a full-time online marketer. He's also a mentor and a coach to others. He has students himself now that are having $1,000 days online, and he's already spoken at major marketing events. Guys, he is 24 years old. Where do you think he's going to be by the time he hits 30? Okay, and all of this has happened for him within about 7 months. Okay, within about 7 months. Here's another great story. This is one of my all-time favorites. Nate Harris. He is a equipment operator. I saw him do a video in a piece of equipment. It looks like he works on construction sites. Guys, he made $80,000 in 7 weeks. But here is the catcher. He did it all working on a part-time basis. $80,000 in 7 weeks. And he didn't have any type of experience with this type of a business model. Guys, this is all brand new training, brand new mindset, brand new him stepping into leadership, brand new him stepping into his personal power. This has to be one of the most shocking testimonials that I've seen at $80,000 in a 7-week period of time. There is a high probability. There's a high probability that within a year to 18 months, Nate Harris will be a millionaire. Very high probability, guys, okay? And that's what's possible inside of Top Recruiters Academy. Now, what if you could learn the 7-figure secrets and never, ever have to worry about money ever again for the rest of your life? What would unlimited abundance be worth to you and your family? That's my question to you. Now, if you go to my website at darrenlittle.com, you will see here it says 1 hour mentoring session is $1,000. In the event that a person wants 1 session per week, they normally pay $10,000 for a 90-day period with 1 hour per week. If they want to get 1 full year, 1 hour per week, it's $40,000, and those are right on my website. You can see them at darrenlittle.com, and they're real, and people pay them, okay? So this isn't something that I'm making up, guys, okay? I really do want to make a difference. I really do want to have an impact on other people's lives. Once you get to a certain point of income, it's no longer about you. It's about the transformations. This is a 2-month millionaire mentoring intensive. Now, what do I mean by that? It's over 38 hours of live mentoring, plus you're connected to live chat during that time for 2 entire months. The training is on Saturdays, and it goes for 4 hours, sometimes longer. Sometimes I get on a roll and I lose track of time. Sometimes they go for 5 hours, but I can tell you that if somebody was to actually pay me that, they would actually pay $38,000. It's not a made-up pet price. I'm not trying to inflate this so that you go, oh my God, look at it, right? So I want you to understand that these are real prices that people really pay for this information so that they never have to worry about money for the rest of their lives. It's really true. But you're not going to have to pay that. But what if you did? Think about that. What if it cost you 38 grand to be able to never have to worry about money ever again? I mean, there's high ticket companies out there that charge $50,000, $100,000, and I can tell you, they don't even touch on this information. So you're not going to have to pay the $38,000. I've reduced the price, okay? So, you know, just buckle up for a sec and hold on. Now, I've dropped it to $25,000. No, you're not going to have to pay $25,000. I've dropped it down to $20,000. Okay? Now, if you had to pay $20,000 to never ever have to worry about money again for the rest of your life, would you? Would you? Well, you're not going to have to pay that today. I've dropped it. I've dropped it down to $15,000 from $38,000, guys. That is a massive drop. Now, what would you do if you knew that you never have to worry about money again for the rest of your life, that you could manifest money at will, on demand, that you could have these staggering stories like everybody else? Well, today, you're not going to have to pay that. I've dropped it. The actual price of the program is $10,000. And $10,000 is actually the price that people pay for 1 hour per week for over 3 months. But I have some breaking news. Okay, I have some breaking news, some shocking news today. You're not going to have to pay that either. I've dropped it down to $8,000. Okay, now at $8,000, I can tell you that a lot of people spend that in seminars, training, auto ships, and the stuff that they go through to try to get their business into the ground, and all they get is bankruptcy, right? And if you learned the 7-figure secrets to never have to worry about money ever again, would it be worth $8,000 to you? That's my question. What would you do to come up with it, that $8,000? Well, I got some news for you tonight. You're not going to have to pay that. I've dropped it. $6,000. Now, guys, you know, it's tough for me to drop this because I know how much value that you're going to get from this training and how it's going to completely transform your relationships, your spiritual growth, your health, your wellness, your career, your travel, everything, manifestation, being able to manifest the things that you want, to give back, to make a difference, to be building schools in Africa, to be building churches, to become a ripple in your family, a ripple in the community, a ripple in your church. But I got news for you guys. You're not going to have to pay that. I've dropped it. I can't drop it any lower. Okay? $4,750, and there's only 8 spots left. I work with 15. This is my launch presentation tonight, guys, and 7 are gone prior to the launch presentation. I want you to think about that. 7 spots are already gone prior to me doing the launch, okay? So what I would encourage you to do is this. If you really want to change your life, if you really want to never, ever have to worry about money ever, 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 ever again, this is the training that will do it for you. Now, I will share with you this. March was sold out. April was sold out. May was sold out. June was sold out. July was sold out. August was sold out. The moment that I hit the total 15, the shopping cart comes down. I cannot work with more than 15 people because otherwise they do not get the interaction that's required to get them to their personal breakthrough. The maximum that I can take is 15. Once those 8 spots that are left are gone, it's shut. The shopping cart comes down. That's it for the group, and it's closed. Okay, that's it. Okay, so there's 8 spots left, and it's first come, first serve. People said, Darren, how long is it available? When's the program launch? It launches on September 2nd. And as soon as the spots are gone, it's hot, okay? And I will tell you this, and this is no BS, the price will revert back to $10,000 very soon, which is the price it's supposed to be. So this is like a one-time offer for you guys, right? I mean, I'm not going to be doing this consecutively forever. So I'm going to be increasing and 10xing my ad campaign. I'm going to be showcasing a lot of these leaders and helping them 10x their incomes. So this is the cool thing about this. As you become part of the Top Recruiters Academy, you get the marketing horsepower from me behind your brand, okay? Now, training starts on the 2nd of September at 1:30 p.m. PST. It runs for 8 weeks. It's 4 hours per week. This is your chance to never, ever have to worry about money again for the rest of your life. And I'm not kidding you when I tell you that. $4,750, guys, there's only 8 spots left. Once I hit the 15 total, it's gone. The shopping cart's coming down and it is closed. So I would encourage you, if you're really in business as a career, not as a hobby, if you really want to get to 7 figures and beyond, I don't hold anything back, guys. Nothing. Okay, I teach you every single strategy that I use, and a lot of this stuff, it's live and interactive that I actually show you what I do. All my campaigns, all my copy, all my emails, my follow-up strategies, how I connect with people, the questions I ask, how to create momentum, how to roll out campaigns, how to create compression, how to literally do what I did. I rolled out a campaign like yesterday, and I signed in 20 people without even speaking with them. How the heck did I do that? How the heck did I do that where I have people joining my business without even speaking to them? Think about that. That's the power of this. So click that link below right there and take action. Now, what I want to do here, guys, before we wrap up for today is I want to hear a couple words from Charlene, okay? And I'll tell you why. Charlene was serious when she started. I'm talking about serious. She was living on her credit cards, and she's made $62,500 in 16 weeks from going through this training. She got so much value going through once, she bought it a second time and went through it again, okay? Now, I want to hear a little bit from Charlene on that. Maybe you can share a little bit of your words and your heart, Charlene, just to tell people about what you went through and why you did it a second time and why they should take action tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, Darren. And it was certainly life-changing. It opened my eyes. And, you know, coming towards the end of the first 8 weeks, and, you know, some of the guys here would actually agree with me, I didn't want it to end. I didn't want it to end. I was like, no, don't end, because there was such an amazing amount of support. There was love, but there was, you know, I needed to be pushed. I needed someone, because when you are a CEO of your own company, you can get really complacent, right? When you're working from home, working from anywhere, you literally have no one else to report to. You have no one else to be accountable to. And so what I loved about it, Darren, was that I was accountable to not only you as my mentor, but I was also accountable to the collective. Because, you know, I wanted to be a part of that collective and to show them that, you know, hey, let's all do this together. Let's apply the strategies together. Let's do this step by step together. And we were all moving forward. But I really wanted to make a difference. Like you say, you know, we all want to give back. We want to make a difference and leave behind a legacy. And I was serious. I didn't have the money when I started. I had to go and get it. Right? I was that serious. I went and found it. I threw my head over the wall. And I just felt at the end of that 8 weeks, I was like, you know what? I've achieved so much already. And I think I achieved about, I think it was coming on $25,000, $30,000 at that time. But I knew that there was more. There was so much more. And I thought, if I just stay within this collective, if I stay within your training and having you telling me to be a CEO, telling me, you know, to do the things that I needed to do. I had to do income producing activities, and I needed someone to wake me up. And, you know, when you're working from home, you get lazy. You don't do the things that you're supposed to do. And I was pushing paper around, pushing pencils around, and I wasn't actually, you know, doing any income producing activities. So knowing that we had to catch up every Saturday, I was like, okay, Darren's going to ask me for some data. He's going to ask me how many people I've spoken to. He's going to ask me what I've been doing in my content. He's going to ask me if I've come up with my special sauce. And, you know, you hit home, like you were talking about the 11 things that you need to do to make some really big money, right? And that was creating interactive content, that was engaging with your audience, providing value, solving pain, sharing your naked soul, Facebook live videos and getting people off Facebook and things like that. So, and there were 3 things I hadn't achieved of that list of 11. And I was like, hang on. I'm not done yet. I haven't ticked off these last 3 things, and that was, you know, value-based webinars and YouTube videos and developing my own source. So I had an unfinished list, and I thought, well, I need help. I kind of want to finish it off, and so that's why I threw my hat back over the wall, because I wanted to finish my race, and that's why God's called me here on this earth, to finish my race. Right? And so if you start something, I started writing my book when I first started, and it took me months. But because I was part of this collective, I was like, this is something I haven't finished yet. I'm going to finish it. And then I ended up you know, getting my published book because of the, you know, the energy, the alignment, and the teaching that I was in. So I now have the thud factor. I have a book in my hands because there were so many things that were unfinished. There were things unfinished in my personal life. There were things unfinished in my business, in my book, my relationships. And I've ticked all the boxes now. And that second time around was just like, whoo, it just hit the nail in the coffin. I was like, that's it, you know, no longer dead. I'm alive. It is well. And I've even contemplated doing it again, Darren. You know, that's how much I love it, because the collective is amazing. But thank you so much. So highly recommend. If I can do it twice, and guys, if I can do it twice, then, you know, come on, you can do it once. It's going to change your life.
Fantastic. Guys, you heard it right there, straight from somebody who's been through the training not once, but twice. She got so much value the first time, she did it a second time, but in the course of 4 months, she not only wrote and published her own book, she made $62,500. She's now a keynote and a public speaker and packing events where she's the leader. I want you to think about that leap. 4 months ago, she was living on her credit cards. To leadership, full-fledged leader. Okay, last month, Charlene led the entire group, my entire Black Ops group, to victory for an entire month of broadcasts. Now, I don't just hand the keys to the house to everybody. Seriously, okay? I only hand the keys to the leaders. To the leaders. So she went from living on her credit cards to leading the troops to victory in 4 months. That is a massive transformation, and that is what's possible with Unleash the Alpha Within and Top Recruiters Academy. Now, guys, I'm going to share with you, I've done the Firewalk 3 times. I worked with Tony Robbins when I was in my 20s. I spent 3 years working with Dr. Lee Poulos, learning about the power of the subconscious mind, the human condition, our core beliefs about money. But it wasn't until I met Dr. Dov Baron and I learned about the wave particle theory. I learned about quantum physics. I learned about the equation for manifestation, how it works, why it works, and the science behind getting rich. And that's what you're going to learn. And once you learn these strategies, I'm telling you, this is no hype, guys. This is no hype when I tell you this. You can make money on demand once you learn these strategies. So thanks a lot for joining us here. There's only 8 spots left, guys. Once those are done, don't come back to me and say, oh, I wanted to get in, right? Because you won't be able to get it. It will be sold out for September and October. And once those 8 are gone, they're gone. The shopping cart's down. So my name is Darren Little. I highly encourage you, if you're on this path as a career marketer, throw your hat over the wall. I'm telling you, you will never, ever look back, and you will definitely become a top recruiter and move into leadership. So thanks a lot for joining us. My name's Darren Little from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. I'm excited for you. I'm fired up. Throw your hat over the wall. Click that link below. Be one of the 8 people, and we'll see you on the other side. Have a great day. All the best. Thanks a lot, everyone.